Have you ever walked away from a friend and felt strangely drained, even though nothing big happened? No fight, no shouting, no obvious betrayal, just this quiet feeling that something in you got smaller. That is the scary thing about toxic friendships. They do not always explode. Sometimes they slowly erase your peace. Today, let's talk about the psychology behind toxic friendships, why people stay in them, why they are so hard to leave, and how they quietly shape the way you see yourself. And stay with me, because by the end of this video, you may start recognizing patterns you have ignored for years. We usually think toxic people are easy to spot, but real life is more confusing than that. A toxic friend can laugh with you, support you sometimes, and still make you feel guilty, insecure, replaceable, or not enough. That is why these friendships are so powerful. They mix comfort with damage. So let's break it down. Point 1. Toxic friendships survive because of emotional rewards. One reason people stay in toxic friendships is simple. The friendship is not bad all the time. It has highs. Maybe they make you feel special one day, then ignore you the next. Maybe they criticize you, but also give you just enough kindness to keep you attached. Psychologically, this creates intermittent reinforcement. The same pattern that makes people keep checking their phones for a message that may or may not come. You start thinking, maybe the good version of them will come back. And that hope becomes a trap. You know that friend who embarrasses you in front of others, but later says, I was just joking. You know I love you. That confusion is not harmless. It trains your mind to accept disrespect mixed with affection. As Maya Angelou famously said, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. That line matters because toxic friendships often survive on second chances that were never earned. Point 2. They slowly distort your self-worth. Toxic friends do not always attack you directly. Sometimes they do it through comparison, sarcasm, subtle competition, or constant one-upmanship. Over time, you begin to question yourself. Am I too sensitive? Am I overreacting? Am I the problem? This is where the damage gets deep, because healthy friendship should make your identity stronger. Toxic friendship makes your identity shaky. Carl Jung said, everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. And that is important here, because sometimes what irritates you is not just their behavior. It is the way their behavior makes you shrink. If you always feel like you have to perform, impress, or defend your existence around a friend, that is not peace. That is emotional pressure. So ask yourself this, do your friends make you feel more like yourself or less like yourself? Point 3, people stay because leaving feels like losing a part of themselves. This is one of the hardest truths. People do not just leave friendships. They leave memories, routines, inside jokes, shared history, and sometimes an entire version of their past. That is why toxic friendships can feel addictive. Even when they hurt you, they still feel familiar. And familiar can feel safer than healthy. C.S. Lewis put friendship beautifully when he said, friendship is born at that moment when one person says to another, what, you too? I thought I was the only one. Real friendship gives relief, recognition, and safety. Toxic friendship does the opposite. It makes you feel alone while standing right beside someone. Point 4. Toxic friends often use guilt to keep control. A toxic friend may say things like, you changed. Ever since you got busy, you forgot me. I guess I just care more than you do. Notice how that works. Instead of asking for connection honestly, they make you feel guilty for having boundaries. This is emotional manipulation dressed up as hurt feelings. And the dangerous part is that good people often fall for it because they do not want to seem cold or selfish. But boundaries are not cruelty. Boundaries are clarity. If this is making sense, subscribe for more psychology, motivation, and deep real-life truths like this. Here is the lesson. A real friend may challenge you, but they will not constantly drain you. A real friend may disagree with you, but they will not humiliate you. A real friend helps you grow without making you feel small. Sometimes the healthiest thing you can do is stop calling pain loyalty, because not every long friendship is a good friendship, and not every familiar person deserves a permanent place in your life. If a friendship keeps costing you your peace, your confidence, and your self-respect, then the question is not, why am I so sensitive? The real question is, why have I stayed this long? Tell me in the comments. Have you ever had a friendship that looked good on the outside, but felt toxic on the inside?